going to the club to make him jealous. That's the conversation we're going to have here on Relationship Thursday. How you guys doing? This is Ron Simplified Myers, author, podcaster, and your uplifting life partner. Now, I picked up these young ladies, and they were dressed very seductive, very cute, and as we were driving, they were definitely getting wild. They had had a couple of drinks. You can tell they were at a very high level of of what we want to say of being wild. Um, and I don't want to say it was because of drinking, but I know drinking played a part in this. But as we were talking, as we were driving and stuff, it came up because they were actually having a conversation, and then they asked me. They said, well, the reason that we're really going to this particular club is because we're going to create havoc. We're going to create problems. We're going to make these guys jealous. And they said, because we met these guys at the club, at this particular club, and we knew they were going there tonight, but they didn't even invite us. And supposedly they're trying to talk to us or whatever, but they didn't invite us. So we figured they must be going over here to try to get some other girlfriend or something, or at least talk to some other women. So our only reason for going tonight is we're only going for one reason. We're going there to make them jealous, and they're like, because we're hot Latinas and we don't play that game. And I was like, okay. And they had saw my flyer in the back that I have, that talks about your driver, and it shows, of course, my books and my clothing line, and all the other stuff that I got going on. Just a little flyer, and so they saw it and they're like, "Oh, so you got a relationship book?" And they're like, "Hey, okay. So how do you feel about the fact that this is what we're doing? Give us some great advice." And I said, "Well, I'm not a person that believes in playing games. And so I wouldn't waste my time." I said, "You ladies are going to be at the club wasting your time trying to make some other guys jealous. Here's a key. What if the guy that is good for you, a good suit for you, the right guy for you, you're actually dancing with him or flirting with him with no intent to get with him? You're only doing it to make the guy who is not the right guy jealous. So your plan may backfire in terms of he may say, 'I don't care.' And that's why he didn't invite you, because he don't care. And then the fact is, so that backfire. And then more importantly, you're missing out on the opportunity to be with the right guy, to have found the right guy, and you were using him to make the wrong guy jealous." And ladies, I've seen this over and over when people have tried to tell me, I'm gonna get revenge or I'm gonna pay him back, and my personal opinion, and I've seen these relationship coaches that teach you what to say, how to basically pay them back, and folks, I'm never gonna do those kind of videos. I'm never gonna talk to you about getting revenge. I'm never gonna talk to you about getting back with them. I don't have those conversations. The reason being is I don't want to be in a relationship with anyone that doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, period. And so I'm not going to waste my time, because, again, the energy of going out to make you jealous, which, again, could backfire because you may not care. But even if you did care, if I got to play games in order to reel you in, that means every time this person goes astray, or you believe they're going astray, you're going to feel like you need to continue to play this game. Folks, do you understand what kind of life you're creating? I've talked about many times before. When people tell you who they are, believe them. If he's showing you a lack of interest, that's not your job to try to make him interested. You're looking for someone who is interested. I know. Because you keep hearing telling people, well, this is what you do to get him interested in this. I'm not playing those games. And again, I'm not going to teach you those games. You're looking for the person that's looking for you. That's the reason I always talk about self-love first. Getting you together. Know the direction in which you're headed, what you want out of life. Figure that out first, and then you find someone who's headed in the same direction. Not someone that you have to manipulate, not someone you have to play with games with, you have to outsmart, because that means you're going to have to continue to do that. And that is too much energy to be trying. You guys heard me say before, I was talking to a young lady when she said finding guys is hard, and a good guy or whatever. And I told her, I said, well, here's the key. Quit trying to make the wrong guys be the right guy. And this is kind of my example. Why are you spending your time trying to make them want you instead of finding someone who actually wants you? The key is, as I always say, knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing you're enough. When you know that, you understand what I'm saying. Until you get to that point, those that want to argue with me, and I know there's some of you that are watching this going to argue that point, and you don't understand. When you know your value and you know your worth, you're not going to play these games, period. Because the bottom line is you know what you offer. And if that person is not wanting to be a part of that, you'll set them free. Because again, you know your value, you know your worth. I don't have to beg you to be with me. I'm not going to beg you to be with me. And I know that might seem hardcore, but the reality is I know my value. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. I know I'm committed to the person that I'm with. I know all these things. And if you're not bringing that to the table, why in the world would I be wasting my time? It's a waste of energy. It's unnecessary stress. As you guys know, my book is called Get Rid of Your Problems, Not Your Partner. You're bringing problems into your life by sitting here trying to make someone want you. I've said before, a lot of people misinterpret, thinking the person that's chasing them the hardest is the person that really wants them. A lot of times, that's not true. A lot of times, the person that's chasing you the hardest has one goal, and that's to take you to bed. And once they've done that, they don't have a problem with letting you go. See, the person that really wants to be with you, every time they get rejected, every time you plan these games, they start to get where the rejection becomes more and more painful. In order to stop continuing to go through that pain, they're going to eventually start to shut down. And they're going to stop chasing you. And it's not that they don't care. It's that they don't want to play the games. And they don't want all the stress and all the rejection that's taking place. So the person that really wants you, make sure you're paying attention. Because when you know you're valuable, you know you're worthy, you know that the people are supposed to treat you good. They're supposed to treat you right. It's not the ones that mistreat you. I'm amazed at how a lot of people, and it's usually a maturity conversation. I don't want to say in all cases, but it's usually a maturity conversation where people don't understand their value and worth. But once they figure that out, then they understand I'm supposed to be treated good. They're supposed to treat me like a queen or like a king. And if they don't, they're not the right one. So as you guys know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. Now run over to my app, Simplified You. Simplified with the letter D at the end. Simplified You, the letter U, not the word you, the letter U. Simplified You, two separate entities. Type them into that little browser. Download the free app, and that'll give you opportunity to see all the things that I got going on right now. And I'm in the process, folks. I'm working on my new book. It's going to have to do with, and I've shared this. I'm going to do the 21 days to self-love. Because I told you guys that before. I'm going to get that one, but I'm going to get this other one out first. And it has to do with the tales of a rideshare driver, because I've had a lot of people asking for that. And that has to do with, it's going to be the stories that I got, but the lessons that I'm going to add to it is basically the things that I share and teach here. So it's not going to be putting anybody's names in the street, because you guys know we ain't doing that. We ain't playing with those legal stuff. But anyway, we'll tell some stories, and share some solutions. So as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. Folks, as I keep saying over and over again, don't waste your time trying to play games, trying to manipulate, trying to outsmart people. If they don't understand who you are, what you stand for, and they want to be with you, set them free. Release unnecessary stress in your life. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.